Hey guys!
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Kaitlyn.
And we are your best friends. This is our first series.
Woo!
The series is called Incoming College Freshman Series. We're not trying to reach the masses here. This is for you. This is specific. This is for the incoming college freshmen. You have questions. We have answers. We're not going to talk about the big fluffy stuff. We're going to talk about the stuff that matters, that you're wondering about, you're curious about. Share this with your friends who are also incoming college freshmen. Even if you're going to college in like 2 years from now, this will still help you. We have a website called yourbestfriends.org. That's literally where, if you're curious who these two girls are, that's literally our heartbeat, what we're doing this all for. No, we're not on YouTube just to get famous or to get subscribers. There's a purpose behind why we are doing this. We have a donate button for people like friends and family and supporters who it's on their heart to support what we are doing. If you want to donate one time or do a recurring like $2 a month, whatever is on your heart, we will gladly accept to really like exponentially expand where we're heading into.
Maybe you're a little nervous about college. You're worried about making friends. You want the specific details. You want someone to just tell you, how do I do it? How do people make friends those first few weeks? So me and Sarah each have some tips that we're going to give you. So Sarah, you want to take it away with the first tip?
Yes, let's go. So depending on the kind of university that you're going to, you want to have a game plan. So for example, if you're going to a public college, the first thing I would suggest, and Kaitlyn will add to this, is it's the first few weeks of college. They have all of these big things where they put every club, like have tables in.
Welcome events.
Yeah, welcome events, exactly. Go to those things like for intramural sports or for the clubs and stuff. But here's my cool, unheard about tip. Try to go alone to some of them. If you're alone, you look more approachable because it looks like you need help or that you're alone. If you're constantly going with somebody to every single thing, but yet in your heart you want to meet new people, nobody knows that. Think about it. How many groups of people have you gone to, a group of 2 girlfriends or 2 guy friends, and say like, hey, are you looking for friends? No, because you assume they're fine. I want to encourage you, don't be afraid to like do half and half. Go to some with friends, or people you just met, but also go to some things alone, because if you're constantly with somebody, you might never get approached or have an opportunity to stick around and talk to somebody that otherwise you wouldn't because you're with somebody.
The trap people fall into, if they come into college with friends from high school, that's when they end up kind of going.
That could screw you over.
That could screw you over because you go to all these events with your high school friends, but deep down, you know, you want to meet more people than just the people you know from your high school. Yet you keep showing up with them because you're afraid to go out of your comfort zone. So I definitely think for people, especially that already have friends going into college, that's a good tip for them as well. It's like, don't fall into the trap of this.
Exactly. And going alongside the game plan, depending on your college, if you're going to a private school, I highly suggest say hi to the people you're sitting next to in your classes, because private school is different than public school. I mean, if your private school is massive, then it might be similar. But if you're going to a smaller one, say hi to who you're sitting next to. What's your name? I'm this. Be intentional. Be intentional with who you spend time with the first few weeks. What can screw you over at private schools is if you make friends all too fast and you're going to all of these little welcome week things with the same people, because it kind of like you close yourself off to meeting even more people. And because you don't even know your new acquaintances that well, in a few weeks, it may turn out y'all don't have as much in common as you thought, and now you have these people that you don't have much in common with, and you might not want to be too close with them, and you lost an opportunity meeting other people because you went with these people to everything. I went to a private high school and I went to a private college my first year of college, and that's just a really big tip for smaller school people.
Even at public school, still say hi to people who are in your classes. You can get lost thinking this isn't important. There's 300 people. I'm never going to see them again. Those campuses even feel small sometimes. So I remember a few times there were people from my classes and stuff that I would talk to every now and then, but I didn't really pursue a friendship with, that I ended up running into multiple times throughout the 4 years in college. And I had wished that I had been a little more warm and welcoming to them when they were sitting next to me in the class, because I thought that I was never going to see them again, and that's not necessarily true. My next tip is for especially anyone who is living in a dorm. Hang out with the people on your dorm floor. Even when you first move in, leave your dorm door open. Leave it open. Let people come in. When you're brushing your teeth in the morning or as people are moving their stuff in, offer to help people. Make intentions and connections with the people on your floor, because even if you don't end up being the closest friends with the people on your floor, you could find some people to go to events with. You could find some people to try new things with and end up making connections from those relationships. Yeah. I think it's just so important to use your dorm as an opportunity to make friends. Yeah. You can even, if you're talking to them in the bathroom or something, just ask to see how they decorated their room or something like that. Literally try to get close with the people on your floor, because you can make a lot of friends that way. This next one is the most fun, practical, useful tip I could honestly think of, especially for those of you who don't have that much experience making friends or being super social. Ask for contact information from people. Snapchat, phone number. Ask for it whenever you meet them, and then use that information. I challenge you to be a little crazy. Even if you meet somebody in your plaza waiting for your class to start and you have a 10-minute conversation with them, it might be easy for you to just walk away and never get in contact with them again. No. Push yourself. Say, do you have a Snapchat or a phone number? It's really not that weird, especially if you're a freshman and you're all freshmen, because everyone just wants to make friends. And then once you get that information, like, be crazy about it. Make sure most people you meet, you're getting that information. Don't just sit on it. Use it. Text people. And this is where it's kind of fun. I'm an independent person, so I could go all my life without going to get food with people, going to get lunch, I could buy my textbooks alone, I could go to Walgreens alone, Publix, whatever. So especially for more introverted, shy people, use that contact information and ask people to do things with you, even if they're not the most fun, crazy things. If you were Snapchatting someone, ask them, hey, do you want to go buy textbooks? I'm about to go to the bookstore. Do you want to come with me? Or do you want to get lunch? Force yourself, even if you would normally do those things alone, to bring someone along with you and just invite, because that's how you really start forming little bonds and friendships with people. And that is honestly the biggest hack that I could give you for building friendships. Yeah. Because you might meet their friends, they might meet yours, and boom, all of a sudden you got a friend group.
Get off your phone. It's so annoying. At UF, I would go on the bus when I didn't have a scooter and everyone is on their phones. That's just a little example to show you how addicted our society is to their phones. But my point is, get off your phone and look up. Look at the sky and look around you. I have met so many people, because I'm not like everyone else who just gets sucked in because I'm socially awkward and oh my gosh, I can't make eye contact with people. I have to look at my phone. I look up and I'm super intentional to grin at people when I'm at the gym. I smile at people when I'm at Trader Joe's, when I'm grocery shopping, when I'm at the dog park. I'm intentional. Like, it's kind of weird, but especially people wearing masks. I'm sure some people are even more comfortable with masks because, like, it hides your face the same way that sunglasses are. Come on, like, let's push ourselves a little bit. I know it's comfortable to have half your face hidden so that nobody can see who you are and stuff, but let's not be like that. People need us. People need our warmth. They need our smiles. They need you saying hi. I was at the gym the other day and I smiled at this lady and she goes, wow, that was so nice. I haven't had somebody smile at me in a while with all this stuff going on. I was like, oh my gosh, so true, right? It surprises people nowadays, especially when young adults like us, when we smile at people and when we look up. If you're watching this video, I challenge you, be a leader. We need more people who are going to be intentional. So my point is, and my tip is, get off the phone and get out a little bit when you do go out because it's college, it's exciting. You can check out the gym, you can check out your nearest grocery stores and the places where you're gonna decorate your apartment. Everywhere that you go, just be keeping your eyes up. When you get to your dorm room or your apartment, go on your phone. But when you're out and about, keep your eyes up, because something can always present itself, an opportunity to talk to somebody, to help somebody with something. Even if for the first few weeks nothing ever happens, when something does happen, it could be a big, cool deal. So get off your phone, look up, and smile at people, say hi to people. And this is another level. Compliment people at your gym. I'm talking to girls. Girls, compliment other girls. If you like their leggings or if you like their shoes, just do it. Like, let's just do it. Let's compliment people a little bit more. And guys, do the same thing. If you're at the gym, compliment that dude like, oh my gosh, good workout, whatever. Do your dude thing. Let's compliment each other because that makes such a big difference in the long run.
It's the same thing with your phone. You're not going to go up and talk to somebody who's on their phone because once again, they look like they're totally fine.
Like they don't want to be bothered.
So if you're trying to make friends, I mean, just think about it. Do you look approachable in the way that you're, that's just one way. And I'm sure there's other little random things you can do to just generally be a more approachable person. It's just funny when you start thinking about it that way. It's like, oh, would I want to come up to me if I'm like with 5 people or if I'm on my phone?
Exactly.
Or if I'm looking, a certain way. So, yeah.
I'm an outgoing person and yet I still find myself it's this cringe thing. I don't know what this social awkwardness thing is going on, but when I'm walking, I try and look at everyone in the eyes. I try to observe and I see that a lot of people it's the struggle to look at me. It's if you're walking by me, most people are the second they get near you, they're or they get on their phone.
Yeah.
And I only have empathy and understanding because that's been all of us at one point, but I say that just to say join me in doing your best to force yourself not to look at the floor or to look at your phone because I feel you. But come on, people need us.
Use groups of people to your advantage. If you have now followed the other tip about getting people's contact information and asking them to go places with you or do things, try to hang out with them in a group of people as well. Ask them to bring their friends along. I mean, not in a weird way, but you know what I mean. Do things where groups of people can come, bring people together. You yourself can even invite some people from your high school and invite your new friend that you just met. Bring groups of people together or hang out with other people's groups and use it to your advantage because that is how you can end up making a lot of friends as well because through those groups you make a lot of connections with a lot of different people. And I will say for myself, who was a shyer, more introverted person, when I would hang out in groups, I used to think that because everybody is from the same high school and I'm the only one who isn't, that I'm just gonna stick to my friend and not try to talk to the other people as much. But you are just as much a part of the group that you're hanging out with as anyone else is. And you never know what kind of friendships can come from the people that you met by association. Do group things with people that you maybe don't know as well and make the intention, once again, get other people's contact information, get their Snapchat. Even if your friend, it's their friend from high school and you don't know them that well, but your friend does, literally make the leap and make them your friends too. Because that's how you end up knowing a decent amount of people, is to use those groups to your advantage.
At the core, what's going to help you make deep friendships too is doing what Kaitlyn said and valuing the people that you're with. Because it's one thing to soak up and rack up the contacts. But now you take what Kaitlyn's saying, which is to me, in my personal opinion, gold, and you value the people, that is racking up friends, but also friends who know that you care about them. Valuing human beings is the most powerful thing we can do. To actually listen when we're talking to somebody and actually ask them questions about their life, their siblings, where they came from, that's going to exponentially set you 1,000 steps forward in your college experience. Don't get so consumed in conversing just to converse. Value who you are conversing with.
Yeah.
It makes the world of a difference because I personally, I can smell you if you just want to see what I can do for you. I can smell it. But if you value me and you can sit and listen while I talk, I appreciate you as a human being. So people can smell it. Make sure you're valuing human beings because, hey, that's what life is all about, is having cool relationships and friendships, helping other people, getting to know people and their life and stuff. So, yeah.
Cool.
Depending on your high school experience is what will influence what you want out of college. So don't compare. Just think about how your high school experience was. So for me, I was in a private high school. I had a super social time. Lots of friends, constant fun times, whatever. I was the president of the senior class. So I knew everybody, small class, and I had a lot of fun. I was so involved. And then I get to my freshman year of college and I was at a private school where it was also smaller and I ended up knowing a lot of people right off the bat. And here I am wondering, why don't I feel like getting involved? Like, why don't I feel like going to these events or these club things? Well, I would be silly if I'm just beating myself up for not feeling it. But if I actually think about it, it's like, well, Sarah, you already experienced a lot of this. You actually are just craving to be a little more independent and not have everybody know your business, because that happened in high school. And you really just want to not know everybody when you go to the cafeteria. So maybe that's why you're struggling a bit, or maybe that's why you don't feel like it. But a lot of us, like, we get into college and we're wondering why we're so lonely. Well, maybe it's because we were lonely in high school, and so we didn't know that we needed to pursue friendships. Or we wonder, why don't I feel like doing anything? Is something wrong with me? But you don't realize that you had a lot of fun in high school. So that will really influence what you want out of college, and it will help you. Think about how high school went. Think about what desires are on your heart that haven't been met yet. Do you want that one best friend that you never got? Do you want that one group of friends, like 4 or 5 friends, where you guys go every weekend and visit cool places? What do you want? And that way you can start deciding like how you're going to invest your time, because what we do with our time will shape like where we're going, what we're doing. So that will help you a lot. Instead of just right off the bat comparing yourself to everyone else, don't waste your time comparing, because that girl might have had a really lame time in high school, so she's just desperate to meet as many people as she wants. So don't judge her, don't judge him. Stay in your own lane, ask yourself how high school was, and ask yourself what you want out of college.
For me, in high school, I didn't have the craziest friend group or social life. I had a very small amount of friends. Didn't do anything crazy, like maybe was a little lonely in high school. So my goal in college was to have a fun social life and be able to do things and have big friend groups and things like that, because that was something that I never had. So, you know, you were one way and I was the other. And because of that, our goals for friendships and such were much different.
Yeah.
And that really helps how you approach like how to make friends in college, because then you also know what you are more so looking for. I'm going to wrap it up with 2 things you don't want to do and 2 little encouragements, okay?
So nice.
2 things you don't want to do. 1, don't just rely on clubs, organizations, sororities, fraternities themselves to bring you a bunch of friends. They're a great way to meet people. I'm not dissing them. But if you rely on the organization itself to bring you friends and you show up there and you're not practicing the tools that Sarah and I gave you, you're going to be mad at the organization for not giving you friends when you were not the leader or the initiator. Regardless of what scenario you're in, you have to practice the art of making friends. Like, take these tips and apply them. I just know for me, I thought that when I joined a certain club or when I joined my sorority, that would automatically mean I have all these friends now. But nope, it's a group of people just like everybody else. You got to practice pursuing friendships.
Valuing people.
Valuing people, exactly. So take these tips and apply them. Number 2, don't is a lot of the things Sarah and I are saying probably sound maybe not like you. Maybe they sound a little too bold, a little too extroverted, a little too outgoing. You might be thinking, I'm too shy to do that. I don't want to do that. I'll say it myself. I was shy, just like you. In hearing those tips, I wouldn't have thought that I could do it. But when you get there, if you push past the, I feel shy and I feel a little nervous, and you just do it, you will have friends. So don't make an excuse that you're too shy, because everybody is responsible for curating their friend life. My 2 words of encouragement, everybody. 1, if you're coming from a high school where nobody's going to your college, so you show up knowing nobody on campus, that was me, you can do it. High school friends only matter for so long. College friends are the real deal. And final word of encouragement is, people want to make friends just like you, especially if you're a freshman. So don't get intimidated by people. Don't get nervous to talk to them for a long time, to hang out with them, to ask them questions. They're just you. They have the same desire as you. They want a friend group. So don't take people too seriously. Just go for it.
And also, this might comfort somebody, but most of my friends I actually got out of middle school and high school. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you just gotta appreciate like your life. Understand that your life is not like everybody else's life, and That's what I like about us, is you can clearly see we had different experiences going into college and different needs when we went into college. I would be a buffoon if I compared myself. If I compared myself to Kaitlyn, because it's just like comparing apples and oranges. That's dumb. Don't do that. Ask yourself who you are, where you're going. If you compare, it's just not going to make sense. If I were to compare myself to the girls who made a butt ton of besties in college, well, I would be disappointed. But then if I actually looked and said, hey, look, all of my deep connections came from high school, then I'm celebrating. So choose to celebrate the blessings that are in your life. It's not good to compare, but I feel you. It's natural and human. But come on, let's not.
Okay, so with that, guys, please subscribe to our channel. We are almost at 700 subscribers, so please subscribe to our channel. Please, it means so much to us, just that one subscriber. We celebrate every single time. So if you enjoyed this video, this is a series, as we mentioned at the beginning. So subscribe so that you can keep updated with the new parts of the series, because we're gonna be putting out more tips for you incoming college freshmen all month long.
Yep.
Baby.
Love you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next series video.
Bye.